Kev, really good win on Tuesday night. Good to get back to winning ways, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. After the weekend, it was nice to get 3 points on the board, and it was maybe good that the game's come that quick, so you can get over it. But yeah, really good in terms of the result, and overall performance was pretty good against a Halifax team that are very good away from home.
And three different goal scorers on the score sheet. How good is it as a manager to sort of be sharing the goals around like that as well?
Yeah, pleased obviously, and I think especially with the forward scoring, and it's somewhere there's been a lot of change this year, and we lost Cards and Bim come in and scored, and so when you have that changeover, it becomes difficult to get settled. So really pleased for Hops, because I thought he'd done ever so well, and Charlie of course, and so yeah, pleased for them as well to get going.
Yeah, like you say, Hops got the second of the night, but especially for Charlie, who's obviously been here just over a month now. That was you can see in his celebration a little bit of relief pouring out, wasn't it? So you must be really happy for him.
Yeah, definitely. I think you look at his work rate and his energy, and he's had a few chances. As I think with all our forwards since they've come in have had chances as well. So it's nice when they're finally off the mark, and sometimes it just puts that to rest. You're off your mark and you're up and running, which is good for both of them, and gives us good competition.
Definitely. And just saying to Hops, obviously in the midst of 3 home games in 7 days, what's it been like since Tuesday? Has it just been recovery?
Yeah, I think so. It's this stage of the season they're pretty fit anyway, and they all games come thick and fast. So yeah, a bit of recovery. You've got to make sure the ones that didn't play enough minutes do enough training and intensity to be ready for when called upon.
And looking ahead to a game against Rochdale, what sort of challenge do you expect to face up against them?
Real good one, because you've got definitive style of play and a real good football side, and I think we saw that when we went up to their place. Control a lot of games they're in, and real tough to score against. I think the number of goals they've got's been really good defensively, but a real good side, and I think the position they're in the league obviously is very good, but will be better when they catch up with the games they've got, of course, and they'll be up around it without a shadow of a doubt. And we know that what we face will be a real good footballing side who can cause teams a lot of problems.
And I don't mind me asking a little bit of the injury situation, because you've got a couple of lads still sort of nursing some injuries. Like Crowther's been out for over a month now, and Cav's had something going on as well. So how are they both progressing?
Good in terms of Cav's been on the grass with the physio, doing some work. He'll go to see a specialist again today, just on a check-up to see where he is, and hopefully that'll be able to push him on and start joining in some football training with the team and the group. Adam's still got a little bit to go. He'll have another scan, I think, the end of this week, just to see where he is with his one, and that would tell us where and how much he can be pushed on. And Collins, obviously, an ongoing one with his hamstring.
Yeah, obviously out for the season, but pleased though to get Jack Bridge back and starting as well after a couple of weeks layoff as well. How important was his return to the team?
Definitely, yeah. Obviously, missed probably 10 days or so it probably Maidenhead was too soon for him. But the way he trained, he done a bit Saturday at the game, trained Monday, so we thought it was ready just to throw him in and see how long he'd last. But he went really well. So yeah, delighted to have Jack back because he's an important player.
Kevin, a great game on the Tuesday against Halifax. What aspects of that performance were you most proud of?
Just win. Yeah, listen, I think there's moments in games that, they look to threat Halifax early on, but you've got to be resilient at times. And I think we scored, we lost the game at Maidenhead on a set piece. We scored 2 set pieces to go 2 up, which wins you the game, really. So there's moments in games that have got to go right, but you've got to do the basics right as well. And I felt we've done that. So yeah, pleased to come out the right side of moments in games, but overall performance was pretty good as well. And I think there's still we can improve, and that's all we'll be looking to do.
Absolutely. And Tom Hopper has before said as well, I think he said it was the patience of your side as well, sort of growing into the game and asserting that dominance as well. Is that a sentiment you agree with?
Definitely, yeah, I think so. I think we dominated at Maidenhead without creating the final pass, the final moment. Tuesday night again took a while to get going, if you want, but once we did, it was important that we, like you said, we stayed patient and we created enough opportunities to to score the goals, and the restarts in games are important, and we've scored from them, which is good.
Yeah. I mean, before the game as well, in that case, it seemed like almost prophesied now. He said if we get one goal, they'll all fly, and that's certainly the case. And with the forward teams really pushing each other as well, do you think that's going to happen? That they'll now push each other, and because the tap's been open now?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so, because listen, you need competition for places, and touch wood, we can stay relatively injury free, and it gives us probably for the first time this season real competition throughout the squad. And if we get the 1 or 2 injuries back, then we'll be even stronger, and first time we're really leaving anybody out of the squad. So it's taken to this time to get there. So hopefully we can keep that going. But it's competition for places, and now if you play, you've got to perform. And I think with the amount of games coming up, there's going to be changes within the team. So the lads that didn't start have got to train properly, so that when the opportunity comes, they're ready. And we've been doing that recently.
At the back as well, Ben Goodliff, you described him after the game, an outstanding player in that game. I think it might have the bones a bit with Gus, we might have taken a goal off him. But just talk to me about the impact he's having on the team.
Just, a proper defender, really good round the place in terms of his leadership skills and what he brings. He's a good voice. He talks other people through the game. But, he's a threat in both boxes. Yeah. So, threat in the opposition box and defends ever so well our box. So, but yeah, no, just a real good character, real good defender, and, just a proper person. So,
Rochdale, obviously, very quick turnaround for their visit. What do you take from the Halifax game going forward now to that?
No, listen, we take everything from every game, and I think obviously a positive result, which is good for the lads' confidence and the confidence around the building. But each game will present different challenges, and Rochdale slightly different, of course, to Halifax. But yeah, we've got to go into it with full of confidence, hopefully. But looking to be ourselves and get ourselves right, and that's the most important thing when you go into a game. You've got to carry out instruction and what we look like as a team, and hopefully we can influence that over the opposition.
I look really on. I think you've played Rochdale a couple of times as well, back in the FA Cup, I know as well.
Right.
Good memories of playing there.
Off the top of my head, no, without looking back properly at it, I think similar to Southend in terms of league club, great following, and a real good football club, and obviously find themselves in the National League, which can be real difficult, but they've stabilised ever so well, and a real good side and some very good players.
And something that's quite rare to see in football is a change of shirt.
Yeah.
Is that something you've seen before?
Probably not at half time. I think, who was it? Man United were the ones, weren't they, with the grey shirts?
Yeah.
So that was probably my only recollection of that. It seemed to work, so there might be something in that.